All right, good evening, everybody. My name's Andy Sandlin with Read the Bible, Change Your Life. Today is Thursday, October 10th, 2019. Hopefully, everyone had a good day. I just finished up. I'm in my truck, heading home. I think I mentioned before, I'm only about a mile and a half from my house where I keep my big truck parked. So, nice, good day of work. Cannot complain. Um, Looking forward to the Tampa Bay Rays right now are playing the Houston Astros to move on to the playoffs for baseball. So hopefully I'll catch a score a little bit later on tonight. Maybe listen to a little bit of the game on the old radio. But anyways, this is vlog. Let's see, it's got to be close to like vlog 18. Yeah. So we're almost halfway through the 40-day mental cleanse, and this is where I encourage everyone to read the Bible every day, get into prayer. The 40-day mental cleanse is the challenge to turn off your TV, unplug it for 40 days, don't listen to the radio, and you will spend your time with God in those 40 days instead of spending time with the world. And that's what I want to encourage you. It will change your life. It's going to bring so much more peace, comfort, fulfillment, purpose in your life. I can't even explain to you. So I just want to encourage you to do it. If you can't, the 40-day mental cleanse, I encourage you to either listen or to read 7 chapters a day of the New Testament. You can go through the entire New Testament in 40 days. It's to me, it's just really important that you go through it in a condensed time. You don't have to understand everything. You certainly won't. I didn't. I'm still learning every day, but to see the whole picture of Christ's life, the beginning of the church, what the church should be, what Christians should act like, and then you get Revelation. You just get the entire picture, of what we're supposed to, how we're supposed to act. You get knowledge of, just Jesus' life. Again, the church right now, it's in Acts. It's really exciting. It's really, reading Acts is like, gives you lots of energy because you can see what they did at the very beginning. It's kind of crazy just to think about. Before that, there was no church, for the world. It was just the synagogues, but it wasn't like the church as we know it today. And they set it up. They set the standard. And it gives you lots of energy because it's, reading about what they did and what they went through, definitely gives us no excuse to go out and do the same. So again, I just want to encourage you to, if you can't read it, if you don't have a Bible, download the Bible app. If you have a phone, computer, it's free. My typical day is listening. I'm driving around all the time. I have a delivery and assembly company and a moving company, so I'm in my truck a lot of the time. So I do have the luxury of listening, having that time to listen. But that time, there's a big portion of before I was really dedicated to this, I used to listen to a lot of radio, a lot of sports talk, big sports guy. And then at that time I'd be like, I just don't have time. Once you commit to it and you want to make time, you'll find time. It's as simple as that. Sometimes people don't like to hear that, but it's the truth. It happened for me. So anyways, I listen to the Bible. I listen to 7 chapters every day. I try to read some in the mornings or at night. Definitely read a little bit here and there with my kids, give them nightly devotion. But for me, what works best for me is listening. I grew up without a TV. I had to listen to all the sporting events I wanted to find out who's winning. Minnesota Vikings, the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Vikings, Minnesota Twins, Minnesota Gophers, football, hockey. It was all through listening. So I guess that's kind of my niche. Is I like to listen. Even football games right now, I love listening to Florida Gators, Minnesota Vikings. I even like listening to the Tampa Bay Lightning hockey games. Um, it just gives you great visuals. Like it makes me feel like I'm watching the games. So I guess I'm kind of lucky with that. That's how I grew up. So for me to drive around and listen to the Bible, it's it's not it's like second nature to me. So, but pretty much everyone most people have jobs. Most people have to commute. Even if it's 15 minutes to work, 15 minutes back home, that's 30 minutes a day. You could just dedicate that time to Jesus and building your relationship with Jesus and finding your purpose in life, and you're living in God's will. So I just want to really encourage you to find time to get into the Word. You don't have to do what I do. You don't have to read 7 chapters a day. You can read a verse, but if you shut off the rest of the world, shut off the TV, shut off the radios, and you just meditate on that verse, that verse, it can change your life. You do it day by day by day by day, continually building blocks on the cornerstone of Jesus. And so let's just get into the Word today. Today I read through Acts 6 through 12, and it was kind of funny. Every day I'm reading, I kind of wait. I'm reading and listening. I wait for something to jump out at me. And the day I got down to the last chapter, nothing really jumped out at me to like that. Like I feel like where I feel like I can talk about it, and it gets me excited. So I was down to the last chapter. I'm like, well, I mean, what? I have no problem going back and listening to the previous chapters, but chapter 12 really jumped out at me, and I actually listened to it multiple times over just because there's so much in for me was chapter 12 today. Okay. Yeah, chapter 12 verse 1 is about this time that King Herod arrested some who belonged to the church, intending to persecute them. He had James, the brother of John, put to death with a sword, and he saw that this met the approval of the Jews. He proceeded to seize Peter also. This happened during the festival on unleavened bread. After arresting him, he put him in prison, handing him over to be guarded by 4 squads of 4 soldiers each. Herod intended to bring him up for public trial after the Passover, so Peter was kept in prison, but the church was earnestly praying to God for him. The night before Herod was to bring him to trial, Peter was sleeping between 2 soldiers bound 2 chains, and sentries stood guard at the entrance. Suddenly an angel of the Lord appeared in a light, shone in the cell. He struck Peter on the side and said, "Wake up, get up quick. Quick, get up," he said, and the chains fell off Peter's wrists. Then the angel said to him, "Put on your clothes and sandals." Peter did so. "Wrap your cloak around and follow me," he told the angel. The angel told him. Peter followed him out of the prison, but he had no idea what the angel was doing. He had no idea what the angel was doing was really happening. He thought he was seeing a vision. They passed the first guard and second guards. He came to the iron gate leading to the city. It opened for them by itself, and they went through it, and they walked down the street, and suddenly the angel left him. So, how many times, pretty much daily, we feel like we're in prison, right? There's certain things in our life we feel like we're holding on to, certain things we're chasing, we kind of feel like that, there's something in our lives that we feel like we're in prison, just like Peter was. And it's kind of funny that the angel struck him, wake up, wake up. And then he proceeded to say, put on your clothes, put on your cloak, get everything you have, and start walking to the gate. Walk into that exit gate. We all have that gate that we think we're in prison. And guess what? When you're walking with God, you just have to make that effort to walk to that gate. Did you hear what it said? The gate just opened by itself, and you walked out. So I just want to encourage you right now, wherever you are, whatever little prison you feel like you're in, whatever you feel like that you can't get, what situation you can't get through, just get into the Word of God, trust in Jesus with all your heart, and start walking. The gate's going to open, and you're going to be free. So that's just my encouragement today. I always try to end with saying you have a purpose, you have a creator, and you're here for a reason. And to find that true purpose in life, I believe you spend time in the Word of God, not in the world, not in worldly things, and in prayer. And you'll find that. I promise you. All right, guys, tomorrow we're going to continue with Acts. We'll see you then. I'm going home to get a bite to eat and go to bed. Good night.